Hiya folks, just a quick one, maybe not so quick. I've just laid some tiles in the hallway and toilet. I had a nightmare with adhesive. It took nearly a week to go off. Normally you can go on it after about 8 hours, and this was an absolute nightmare. I don't know what happened. I just made some little, I had to fix a door frame that I bought a door, and fixings weren't very good, so I've had to refix it, but I had to make some plugs from outside and screw through it, but I'll show you how I did that. There's also an interesting little jig for cutting dowels, and because I went back into the shop after that, floor won't go off for me, so I've just finished grouting it this morning. And before I grouted it, I got a phone call and I had to run my mother-in-law to doctors because they'd missed the train. So like just before I mixed the grout, so I've got it done though anyway. But there's a few clips of that sort of stuff. It's nice to be nice.
So guys, a little bit more shop stuff. I was supposed to be doing birdhouses. I've got the wood for it, but Monday I had to lay a new floor in hallway and toilet and get some stuff finished up in there. But unfortunately I had problems with adhesive. It took a week to go off. Yeah, with proper adhesive, tile on tile, and all further I stripped up. I'd laminated in hallway in first place. It's that I can use that for all sorts of stuff. Templates, good for templates. But and underneath that were oilcloth, which I knew I covered it up. You know what I mean? And it were stuck down with double contact adhesive. So there's a few clips. I'll show you the floor anyway. But as I say, it won't go off the floor. So I came in here and got a bit of mental hygiene. So I made some stuff. Instead of just throwing that away, I made an end for it. Now what happened is I needed some dowel, so I thought, well, I'll make a dowel cutting jig, and I looked at loads of different ones with blades and stuff, what you have to put on and set up and stuff, and I found this one. I'll show you how that works. But because I had that flooring, I thought, oh, I'll make some more push sticks. So that's the bionic push stick. But I also made myself a marking gauge, and so these push sticks, these are Matthias Wendel's style. I put handles on them and doweled it because I made dowels out of this beech. That's also beech. And here's another one what I've just made. I've got that on film, I'll show you how that works. But as I said, I'll show you the floor. But I made myself a saw hanger, some files. I've got a dual chisels. I've got another set of the smaller chisels as well, which I want to put up. And I made myself a little tape hanger for masking tape and double-sided tape, and that's just basically that's on the floor. Good place to keep pencils as well, because I always lose pencils. And that's just got a piece of wood in bottom and screwed into the wall, so that's cool for that. But I'll show you how this works, and then I'll show you the floor. So guys, I'll show you how this works. As I said, I needed some dowels, and what I've got is a 10mm hole here, and that's a 15mm. I could go a bit bigger with that if I wanted. And what I do is rip the stock down, which I've got to do, but I'll show you how this sets up first. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and rip some 8mm down in this rather than make another one. Now there might be some changes I make to this so that I know that my definitive height there, and if this works on an 8mm, well basically I've got 1.8 there to the top of my saw blade. My saw blade's got to go just in front of that hole, which is about in the middle. And basically what happens is I spin it with drill. I was looking for different dowel jigs, and there's loads on thing, but I like this one particularly best. I don't have to put any blades in this, blades there. So, and I'll set it up and I'll run some stuff through it. So I'm going to try and run some 8mm now. I've got what have I got? I'll have to rip some it down. That should do it. It's a bit of oak. So I'll rip that down, and then I'll try and make an 8mm dowel, see if it works just with that one. Because if then I don't have to make 2 or 3 different jigs. As I said, I've adjusted height for blade. Just to set it up, big hole on front, so that it drops down. Got to find middle, and what I did is I've marked it here. Hope you can see that. But when I originally did the first one, I marked it. So that's my distance there. That's my distance there. And as I say, I've gone a little bit higher to try and get an 8mm dowel. On that to there. I'm just going to round end up on that so I can get in my drill. And all I've done is rounded that up so it goes in my drill and that, so that for when I feed it. I don't see why it shouldn't work this. So if it works on as a 10, alright, the exit hole's a 10, but if it works on a 10 it shouldn't work on an 8. Because ultimately the first one I cut I wanted a 10 and I got a 9. So you can alter it. It'd be cool if we could get it down to 6. That's your dowel. It's not perfectly smooth, but I probably could have gone slower in it, it'd have been smoother. What I'll do is just measure it now. I should be around 8, but I can always tweak it now if I need to tweak it. About 8.2, so I could go up a little bit, but that is so simple and easy, and you can make 8s, 10s, whatever you want. For round it's good, you know, and even that can even just give it a quick light sand. If I can find my sandpaper, put it away. My God. .8mm, so you know what I mean? Well impressed with that, because if you need any other wood dowels, then you can make your own, whatever size you want. Let me go for 6. See if it'll run a 6 off on it. I use the same piece and raise that. Try that. I think there's a bit of trial and error, but once you've got it tuned in to your heights, like I say, what I'll do if I make another one of these blocks, I'll know my exact distance to the bottom of the hole, and then I'll mark it up in increments. I can set blade up then from outside, if you know what I mean. Mark it up, set blade up, so that I know what my inside cut is. Mark it up on the fence so that I know that where it is. Let's give that a blast. Drop that on there. Again, as I say, could go slower, but that's low glue. I mean, that's most of pins you buy anyway. I've got glue marks in them, streaks in them for glue. Yeah, it's about 6.2. So again, could be sanded or could just raise blade a touch. You know what I mean? But once you've got it tuned in, it's done. I really like that. Cool. And what I also had to do was resecure door frame in downstairs VC, due to the fact that it were, well, it weren't that a cheaper door, but it were the fixings on it weren't superb. So I've had to put some screws in it. And what I did was I cut a piece of this out, a plastic bucket, to make some caps to cover screw heads. Basically punched them out with a punch. I'll show you how I've done that, or how they've gone on in it at least. They're not a perfect match, but eventually the door frame will be painted anyway in door, so it'll cover up. But they're white, and the door frame's white. This is floor, because I'm just doing all this area. This is plastic top off, and I've got a tight bottom on, but I don't know what happened with adhesive. Something wrong with adhesive, and it took a week to go off properly. So what, this one is a little bit cockled, but I can live with it a minute. If not, I'll change it out, but it's down. I've just finished grouting it, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to secure this door frame. I've marked it, punched it, and cut my 10mm hole, which is just going to be in about 2mm, and then I'll sink my head and my screw underneath that, and then cover it with the little things I'll show you after. That's my little measuring stick, and make sure my door frame's right. But that was a nightmare. I don't know what happened with adhesive. It was new adhesive. I bought it last week. It had been in garage and in minus temperatures, but obviously it weren't wet or damp. It was dry, you know. So no idea what happened with that. It's a hairy little floor. Nice shice. That's my 10mm roll. That's got it. That's got it. I think what happened with this door is they got some like recessed fixings in back what you screw in and sort of rock on. And my kids all got roller skates at the same time. And cheap tight door really. And it needed to be, it's not sealed around cornices, because I've got this all to finish up as well. Well, it's not totally invisible, but it'll do the job, and when it's painted at one point, because it will need painting at one point, although it's got this finish on it, then it'll get done. Just got to get Scotch Brite the floor again.